वया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 18th chapter, verse number 69. अथेन्द्रम् आह तात अहम् आदित्यानां भव्या वहम् अपत्यम् इच्छन्ति अचरम् व्रतम् एतत् सुदुष्करम्. Translation by Prabhupada. Thereafter Diti said to Indra, "My dear son, I adhered to this difficult vow just to get a son to kill you, 12 Adityas." Verse 70. Eka sankalpita putra sapta sapta bhavan katham yadi te viditam putra satyam kathaya mamrisha. Translation: I prayed for only one son, but now I see that there are 49. How has this happened, my dear son Indra? If you know, please tell me the truth. Do not try to speak lies. 71. Indra Uvacha. Alright. Indra Uvacha Ambate Aham Vyavasitam Krishna Upadharya Agato Antikam Labdha Antaro Achiddham Garbham Artha Buddhirna Dharmadrik. Translation by Prabhupada. Indra replied, "My dear mother, because I was grossly blinded by selfish interests, I lost sight of religion. I understood that you were when I understood that you were observing a great vow in spiritual life, I wanted to find some fault in you. When I found such a fault, I entered your womb and cut the embryo to pieces." Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Diti, Indra's aunt, explained to Indra without reservations that what she had wanted to do, Indra explained his intentions to her. Thus, both of them, instead of being enemies, freely spoke the truth. This is the qualification that results from contact with Vishnu. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, verse 12. यस्य अस्ति भक्तिर् भगवतीय किंचना सर्वैर् गुणैस्तत्र समाशते सुरः. If one develops a devotional attitude and becomes purified by worshipping the Supreme Lord, all the good qualities are certainly manifested in his body. Because of being touched by worship of Vishnu, both Diti and Indra were purified. Verse 72. कृतो मे सप्तधा गर्भा आशन सप्त कुमारकः ते अपि चैकैकाशो वृक्नः सप्तधा नापि मां रिरे. Translation: First I cut the child in the womb into 7 pieces, which became 7 children. Then I cut each of the children into 7 pieces again. By the grace of the Supreme Lord, however, none of them died. Verse 73. ततस्तात परम आश्चर्यं वीक्ष्य विभाषितं मया महापुरुष पूजयाः सिद्धि कापि अनुषंगिनी. Shubha Rao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Hare
Shubha Rao
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Dandavad Pranam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, you are very well audible.
Tatastaptaramascharya Viksha Vyavasitam Paya Mahapurusha Pujaya Siddhi Kapyanu Shangini. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Shangini.
Chitra Mohini Mataji, Hare Krishna. Chitra Mohini Mataji, Hare Krishna. Chitra Mohini Mataji, Hare Krishna. All right, Revati Ratnangi Mataji, go ahead, please. If she
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Om Namo भगवते वासुदेवाय तत्सत्परमाश्रय वीक्षया व्यवसितं मया महापुरुषपूजायः सिद्धिः काप्यनुषाङ्गिनी. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Krishna. Chitramohini Mataji, can you unmute now? All right. Pranandi Madhvi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. प्रणाम माताजी.
Dandavat
ओ
Pranam.
भगवते वासुदेवाय ततस्तत्परमाश्चर्यं विख्यव्यवस्थितं मया महापुरुषपूज्याय सिद्धिजकापि अनुसंगिनीः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. थैंक यू माताजी.
Thank you, Krishna.
हरे
Chitramohini
कृष्ण
Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी।
Dandavat Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तत् तत्सत्वर ओके 1 मिनिट माताजी। तत्तत्परमाश्चर्यं वीक्षा व्यवस्थिता मया महापुरुषपूजाय सिद्धि का, का काप्यानुषंगिनी। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Thank
हरे
you,
कृष्ण।
Krishna. Surya Prakash Rao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता दंडवत प्रणाम्स। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ततस्तत्परमाश्चर्यं वीक्षा वीक्षा व्यवसितं मया महापुरुष पूजया सिद्धिकाप्यानुषंगिनी। हरे कृष्ण माता धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Krishna. Usha Devati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. प्रणाम माताजी. ओम
Dandavat
नमो
Pranam.
भगवते वासुदेवाय ततस्तत्परमाश्चर्यं वीक्षय व्यवसायितं मायां पुरुष पूजायाः सिद्धि कापि अनुसंगिनी. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna. Madhumati Vilasni Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी।
Dandavat Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ततः तत्परम आश्चर्यं वीक्ष्य व्यवसितं मया महापुरुष पूजाय सिद्धि काप्यानुषंगिनी। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. Dhanya Dhameshwari Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी।
Dandavat Pranam.
ततस्तत् परमाश्चर्यं भिक्षया व्यवस्थितं माया महापुरुषा पूजयाय सिद्धा कापि अनुषंगिनी। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. Madhumati, oh, I'm sorry, Madhumai Krishna Kanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी।
Dandavat Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तत्तत्परमाश्चर्यं वीक्षा व्यवसितं मया महापुरुषपूजायाः सिद्धिः काप्यानुषंगिणी। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. Tataha, then, tat, that, parama ascharyam, great wonder. Vikshaya, seeing, vyavasitam, it was decided, Maya, by me, Mahapurusha of Lord Vishnu, Pujayaha of worship, Siddhi, result, Kapi, some, Anusangini, secondary. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Shabad ki jai. My dear mother, when I saw that all 49 sons were alive, I was suddenly struck with wonder. I decided that this was a secondary result of your having regularly executed devotional service in worship of Lord Vishnu. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Shabad ki jai. For one who engages in worshipping Lord Vishnu, nothing is very wonderful. This is a fact. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 78, it is said, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir Dhurva Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjun, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. Yogeshwar is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all mystic yoga, who can do anything and everything he likes. This is the omnipotence of the Supreme Lord. For one who pleases the Supreme Lord, no achievement is wonderful. Everything is possible for him. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyan Anjan Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kanta Namastute Bhakta Kanchan Gaura Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Vasudevan Prabhu. Okay. So let's read the translations one more time, 69 to 73. Thereafter Diti said to Indra, my dear son, I adhered to this difficult vow just to get a son to kill you 12 Adityas. I prayed for only one son, but now I see that there are 49. How has this happened, my dear son? Indra, if you know, please tell me the truth. Do not try to speak lies. Indra replied, my dear mother, because I was grossly blinded by selfish interests, I lost sight of religion. When I understood that you were observing a great vow in spiritual life, I wanted to find some fault in you. When I found such a fault, I entered your womb and cut the embryo to pieces. First, I cut the child in the womb into 7 pieces, which became 7 children. Then I cut each of the children into 7 pieces again. By the grace of the Supreme Lord, however, none of them died. My dear mother, when I saw that all 49 sons were alive, I was suddenly struck with wonder. I decided that this was a secondary result of your having regularly executed devotional service in worship of Lord Vishnu. Alright, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, which is called as the prescribed duties for the mankind, chapter number 18, which is called as
Diti was to
Diti
King
was to
Indra.
kill King Indra.
What is the relationship between Diti and Indra?
Diti's
She is
sister
his
is
aunt.
Diti's
She
mother
is his
and
aunt.
Indra's mother are sisters.
Aditi's
Who is
son.
Indra's mother?
Aditi. Aditi.
And who is Aditi's husband?
Kashyapa.
Kashyapa.
Who is Diti's husband?
Kashyapa.
Kashyapa.
So how is she an aunt? Shouldn't she be a stepmom?
Yes.
They
Yeah.
are sisters.
Sister.
Yes.
Both
But then,
are
in a
sisters.
way,
A stepmom,
she's
right?
aunt she is.
How aunt if Diti and Aditi
Both
have
are
the same
sisters,
husband?
Prabhuji.
Oh, aunt and sister. Okay, fine. Sisters married to the same person, but so stepmom and aunt both. Okay, so the relationship of aunt is mentioned here because I guess because a mother cannot plan to kill a child, even though it's a stepmom. Right? I was thinking that why Prabhupada is using the relationship of aunt and why not a stepmom, even though he's addressing him as mother.
I think in one of the previous verses,
Yeah.
Indra addresses Diti as mother.
He's addressing.
Yeah, Diti is mother in one of the previous verses.
No,
Yes.
Vasudev Prabhu. He's
Yeah,
that
that
she,
means
my dear
stepmother.
son.
Yeah.
Here, all these verses, only one son is so. My dear son Indra. So many verses. He's saying, my dear mother.
Yeah.
And says,
Indra
when
replied, my
Prabhupada
dear
is,
mother.
but Prabhupada is writing the purport when Diti Indra's aunt. So I was
Yeah, that's
thinking
what I
Prabhupada
said.
is
Indra's aunt. That's what I said also. Indra's aunt.
she has dual relationship, stepmom
Yeah.
and an aunt.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So what has happened is now both of them are purified. And now this is a very nice. This particular pastime is going through all, ups and downs. So Indra and Diti are both purified because they have pleased Krishna. And when Krishna is pleased, our consciousness becomes purified. What does it mean that the consciousness becomes purified? What does it mean that the consciousness is purified? What does it mean? That also means the consciousness is cleaned of the dirt. So what does it mean?
All the
Does it-
negative things will not get negative thoughts.
Okay, so getting positive thought
Heart
means
gets
consciousness
purified,
is
purified,
purified.
Mataji. Purified.
So this is you see, our English language is very dichotomous in the sense that I recently heard this in a class. So see, for it's not that the it might be that the thoughts are positive, but the positive thoughts are there in a person in the mode of goodness also, right? Because they're situated in knowledge, but their consciousness is not fully purified. But here, the thing mentioned is the consciousness is purified, so it has to be higher than just a positive thought. So like we can see the life from the perspective of spiritual vision. When we look at the life from the lens of material vision, like I'm the body, like it's me and mine in many, many ways, then the consciousness is not purified. But if I can see everyone and myself as a part and parcel of Krishna, what does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini. Right? Sunicha Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. The consciousness is purified, the vision is equal. Yes, the byproduct is that the seven enemies of the mind they go away. The six enemies. Sorry, but more than that is that one becomes fixed in devotional service. That's what I understand. Because even when we sing the Guru Puja, what do we sing? Chitte te koriya akhya, aruna kori mene asha. Help me. Guru Mukha Padma Vakhya, Chitte te koriya akhya, Aruna karu mane asha. So it says Chitte te koriya akhya, Guru Mukha Padma Vakhya, Chitte te koriya akhya. But it is from the words emanating from the words emanating from the lotus mouth of my spiritual master has cleaned my consciousness and I have no other desire. So means no other desire means there is some desire. No, that's why I said no other desire. It's not that we have become desireless. Arahu karuna mane asha. So understand there's a subtle difference, and I'll tell you why it is important to understand. Because in English language, it says what is the opposite of dirt? What is the opposite of dirty? What is the
Clean.
opposite of dirty?
Clean.
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 Correct.
Clean.
But actually, opposite of dirty should be purified, and clean is somewhere in the middle. So you see, we are not using our vocabulary according to our spiritual dictionary. It's deficient. So opposite of dirty, we say clean, but what clean? So opposite of dirty is purified, and clean is in the middle. So that way, that's how I'm thinking. That way, they could talk to each other without any reservations. Because imagine having a revenge, harboring a revenge for someone in the heart, so much so that you're following the vow to kill them for 1 year and then suddenly becoming so purified. Like this is no less than a magic, and it's not a show. It's a real thing that she's actually purified and she's calm and composed, and she's going to talk about it in the forthcoming verses. So I wanted to speak something about the speech, because remember when Diti was thinking in her mind to get a son from her husband to kill Indra, what was her speech like to herself? What was she talking to herself as? This cruel Indra, remember?
Yeah.
He is
Ready?
proud and he
Yes.
did not have any control over his this thing, all senses, and he is very
Yeah.
low person.
See, just to once I'm gonna so the real talk is this just to help Indra, Lord Vishnu killed the two brothers Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Because of their being killed, their mother Diti, overwhelmed with lamentation and anger, contemplated as follows. This is how she was talking. Lord Indra, who is very fond of sense gratification, has killed the two brothers Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu by means of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Indra is cruel, hard-hearted, and sinful. When will I, having killed him, rest with a pacified mind? So, this is how she was contemplating within herself, or self-talk. She was doing this. And then, this is verse 24, okay, remember. And then when we come down to verse 69, when she starts to sing, Diti said to Indra, my dear son. Okay, and then and she's addressing him as my dear son. So how is that possible? So the Krishna, this is a transformation. This is a transformation in this particular pastime of how a practice of Krishna consciousness can elevate one's life. So Krishna talks about speech. What is the she's saying, don't tell the lie, right? She said in one verses, tell me the truth. Please tell me the truth. Do not speak lies. Anyway, I think it's not relevant. So we'll go here. So in Krishna in 17th chapter Bhagavad Gita talks about 5 properties of speech, right? What is it? Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. So anudvega karam, not agitating. Vakya, satyam, truthful. Okay, non-agitating. Satyam, truthful. Priya, dear. Hitam, beneficial. And then swadhyaya, or Vedic study. Prabhupada is explaining, austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting the Vedic literature. Okay, so speech is such a powerful weapon. It's a powerful weapon. You know, it reminds me when I was teaching my son how to drive a car. I told him the first thing is that this is a weapon. You're actually driving a weapon. So you have to be very responsible. Like that, his speech is also a weapon. And we have to use it in service and not to cut other person out. So truthful, but doesn't mean that truth has to be spoken in an agitating manner just to prove one's point. That's not austerity of speech. Austerity of speech is truth, but spoken in a pleasing and beneficial manner. And it is not going to agitate the mind. You see, the mind, if becomes agitated, we lose sight of what's what. And if we can give a reference of the Vedic literature of what we are speaking, then that speech becomes spiritual. Right? That speech becomes spiritual. So what is it? Is it kind? Is it useful? Is it true? Am I agitating or agitating others? Can I quote the references from the Shastras or from the Acharyas? So can we practice speech like that? If we can, then according to Krishna, we are doing an austerity of speech. Because in general, people think that austerity of speech is what? In general, if we don't read Bhagavad Gita, what do they think is like austerity of speech or the good speech? What do they think? What do you think comprises? What is your understanding?
Mataji, impeccable English, Mataji.
Okay, language command in English. Okay. Okay, what else? Austerity of speech. Okay, what else? Is it not like I always speak the truth? Haven't you had people like that in your life, or are you like that? No. I whatever I say is truth. I don't care if somebody likes or not, because truth can hurt as well, but I'm gonna speak the truth. Yes?
Yes, Mataji.
But Krishna is teaching us a higher standard to speak that your truth should not be unpleasing. It should be beneficial, uplifting, not agitating, and give references from Vedic literatures. Shubharao Prabhuji.
Austerity, normally we understand it to be very pious and pure speech.
Okay, pious and pure speech. Okay, that's really nice. That's very close to Bhagavad Gita standard. Very nice. You see, when somebody speaks harshly, automatically it means that the mind is disturbed. And a disturbed mind cannot have a good conversation. So, speech is a reflection of the state of the mind. Like we studied in this particular pastime, that when her mind was disturbed with agitation, lamentation, grief, anger, then she was contemplating in that manner. But when the consciousness became purified, then she is speaking in a very pleasing manner and is uh, um, actually connecting with Indra so much so that he's also able to tell the truth. He's also able to tell the truth. Now, there are, in the secular world, there are too many trainings as to how to talk. Remember, we did somewhat started this non-violent communication one time. I don't think we ever finished it. But the point, it's very close to Krishna's philosophy, or Krishna, what Krishna is trying to teach us. But the lacking point is that we don't talk of the higher principles. Right? We don't talk of the higher, the higher principle is quoting the Shastras, Bhagavad Gita specifically. So in our life, if we can practice that, then we can become close to Krishna, not just close to the people we are talking to, but close to Krishna. And if we can get close to Krishna, then Krishna can, nothing is impossible for a person who has pleased Krishna, is what Prabhupada is writing in this particular purport of 73. And Indra is also remembering Krishna in his vocabulary again and again. See, he is revealing very openly that he actually cut the embryo into 7 pieces. And then 7 pieces became 7 children. So he still cut each of the 7 into 7 further pieces and become 49. And all of them survived. And he said, at that time, I was struck with wonder, and I decided that this was because of Krishna. Because you have pleased Krishna, so all these living entities are going to survive. Okay, so when we can become close to Krishna by practice of devotional service, we can actually understand Krishna's plan in our life and become more amiable to agree with the Lord's plan. Otherwise, we actually somehow or other are questioning that why this happened to me. Something else could have happened. Why people are not cooperating with me. Everyone is against me. You see, these things are going to agitate. No, we are in material world. These things are going to agitate the mind if we are not pleasing the Lord. So the answer is to please the Lord with love. In turn, not to get benefited in the material manner, but to actually become purified in the heart. Okay. Any questions, reflections?
Mataji, some people say,
Hmm.
they say truth, but they say, they claim themselves, I am brutally frank.
Yeah, so that's not austerity of speech. That's not
But
austerity.
they feel it as a positive aspect of them, that they talk frank, but they add, I am brutally frank. But that is not
Yes.
austerity of speech.
Yes. So now you know what is austerity of speech, so you can speak beneficially and uplift the other person because they already have one quality that they're truthful. Right? That's why you know now, Shubhara Prabhu, what Krishna is saying.
Yes, Mataji. For those people to be aware, but they feel till then we are very, very positive, we are great, because I talk brutally frank. That they claim as positivity. Whereas they should know this from Krishna's statement.
That's why we are knowing it, so we can actually help each other. Right?
Actually, Mataji, those who are in devotees, senior devotees, they always try to speak the very choosy words. But unlike, some people who are initially, at times they use colloquial language. Am I correct?
They use
Unless
what
you are in
language?
devotee, unless you are a devotee deep into that, understand the Gita, then your words will be very cautious, meaningful, and close to Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, we speak what's in our mind. So
Yeah.
if there's no Krishna in the mind, how will it come out in the words? Right? You see all these wars happening. I was
Some
listening to
people,
Prabhupada's.
I don't know why I'm differentiating. Excuse me. Some people say he is talking about truth. I always call spade is a spade. I always put my cards open. All these thing words that doesn't suit in the Krishna consciousness.
Well, Krishna, yes, I agree with you, 100%. I agree because that's what Krishna is saying. But
We should not speak that words. You are talking about the language, used in as a devotional person, other than non-devotee person.
yeah, but we speak not to please others. We speak to please
Yeah,
Krishna.
always say, think of Krishna. Then your words also try to. You do never try to speak lies. That's I feel it like that way. So when you are Krishna conscious, more of Krishna conscious, always try to speak truth only. Because
I don't know
you are
about that
fear.
because
No, we are fear of Krishna will be there, I think. Fear aspect will be there, factor. You don't agree?
I agree at our level, but if you read Prabhupada's Lilamrita or Miracle on Second Avenue, we see that Prabhupada was going to sign this contract. I was reading that book one time.
Yes.
And
Yes.
on the Prabhupada was going to sign the contract for the storefront for Matchless Gift. And Mukund Datta Goswami, he was bringing this lawyer in the black coat, very long coat going down his knees. And they were meeting at the roadside. And he said, Prabhupada, I was walking with the lawyer, and Prabhupada was standing and waiting for us. And as soon as Prabhupada saw the lawyer, ISKCON was not even registered at the time. Prabhupada said, so why don't you become a member of my international society? Because there are so many benefits, and you will get life membership, and you will get access to so many Vedic literature, and your life will be perfect. So it is going to be $26 per month or something like that. So here you go, sign and become a member. So Mukund Datta Goswami got like astonished that ISKCON was nowhere existing at the time, and Prabhupada made the first member, life member, right there, the same lawyer who actually came to sign the contract for the storefront. So, is it true? You see, morality and spirituality, let's not get into that conflict. The general principle is this: like when Sanatan Goswami had to escape, the jailer, he asked, "What should I tell the Nawab?"
Yes.
Like, what should I tell? What story you want me to tell? So it was a made-up story. So it's yeah, that's for direct service to Krishna, okay? But in general, yes, we must be following these 5 principles of speech, even when we are speaking to ourselves. Even when we are speaking to ourselves, it says, is it kind? Is it useful? Is it true? Is it agitating my mind? Is it in reference to the Vedic literatures? Always remember. Okay, but thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, Krishna.
Regarding austerity of the speech, there is a nice Samskrita shloka, Mataji. So, Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam, priyam chana andrutam bruyat, esha dharma sanatanaha. The meaning of it is, you have to tell the truth, and you have to tell the pleasing words. But you cannot tell the truth. You cannot tell the truth which is not pleasing. And even you cannot tell the lies if they are pleasing to the other person. So this is the Sanatana Dharma that Shloka tells, Mataji. I just wanted to tell like
Very
this.
nice. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
What Anudvegakaram Vakyam. In that sloka it is
Correct. Anudvega
Karam
Karam
Vakyam.
Vakyam.
Okay.
Mataji.
अनुद्वेगकरं
Yes,
वाक्यं
Vasudevan
सत्यं
Prabhu.
प्रियहितं च यत्
Satyam.
स्वाध्यायाभ्यसनेव वाङ्मयं तप उच्यते.
Vasudevan Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
The saint poet Tiruvallur 2000 years ago has said on the sanctity of speech, he has this to say. I'll say it in Tamil first and translate it. Yagavarayinum na kaka kavakkar sohapar sullirukapattu. That means one has to have control over his speech. because the speech is controlled by trigunas, the trigunas, that is Satya and you see the other two. So unless you have control over your speech, like you have control over anger, you are going to precipitate the other manifestations, the bad things that come out of bad speech. So one has to have absolute control over your speech. So speech which should be truthful, and it should follow what is said in Vedas. So unless one follows that, he's going to land himself into trouble. That's what we see in the present day scenario. Most of the top politicians, they speak something and that precipitates immediately bad effects. War, for instance, is out of that. So one has to have absolute control over his speech. Truthfulness in speech is very essential. Thank you.
Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank